The next half hour, we will come your way with a 360 look at everything Ghana Premier League. And as always, as we say here, this is a definitive guide to local football's apex competition. And we're glad to be doing this with you week in and also week out. And we have a packed show for you, so stay tuned. So coming up tonight on GPL Express, Brazilian Fabio Gama in line for Kotoko debut against Accra Great Olympics on Thursday. And Karela top of log. It is an early lead in the day for Karela United. Down and out, bottom clubs struggle to climb up after match week 5. So you're welcome back to GPL Express here, and let me welcome my guest in studio. That is Ebenezer Safa, who is a coach and also a scout. Ebenezer, thank you so much for joining me. This is the first time you're joining me on GPL Express.
Yes.
How has it been so far, the league?
It's been good. Teams are trying. I mean, they are doing very well. And I said it before the league started, that most of the teams are going to use the first 5 matches to continue with their preseason because of the number of players they signed and the time of the preseason. Instead of the 6 weeks, most of them had 4 weeks.
Okay.
And others do sign 14 players, 13 players, 15 players. Virtually new team for most of the clubs. So obviously, we are going to see the best out of the teams after the 6 weeks.
Okay, right. So we are just keeping our fingers crossed with that one. But a while ago, we saw 2 outstanding games being on it today. The Aduana and Hartlepool game from match day 1 and Ashanti Gold and King Faisal game from match day 3. There is one more outstanding game to be played tomorrow between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Great Olympics. That is also from match day 3. Now, let's see the highlights of the Aduana Stars game.
So there we go with the kickoff. Accra Hearts of Oak are playing from right to left as you watch, and the ball will go straight to goalkeeper of Aduana Stars and captain Joseph Addo to initiate an attack for them. Aduana Stars are brimming with confidence in this game, and they believe that this is an opportunity to put paid to all the noise being made by Accra Hearts of Oak. They believe that they would win this match fair and square. Isaac Queen sends in across, and a deep enterprising one. Yaya Mohammed heads it back. A shot is fired, it's blocked, hands, and it's a goal! The man says he will get a goal. The man says he will get a goal, and Yaya Mohammed has opened the floodgates for goals. He says, this is my property. This is where I belong. Go to Aduana Stars, and from no other person than Yaya Mohammed. As long as deep, but it's headed out. Pressure is still on Accra House of Foot. Pile driver! What a goal! What a goal! What a goal!
Drive there from Prince Alpha. Absolutely stupendous there from the midfielder. And you can see the joy on coach Barclays Ifeben. He's reignited. A delivery inside the penalty area by Joseph Addo flaps it away. Ball drops to Radio Ubuka. Ubuka to Patrick Razak. And Mohamed Al-Hassan looking for that equalizer. And that ball comes off the line. Lawali calling for a penalty, and it looks like a penalty has been given. And you can see Costa Papage. It doesn't look the flamboyant self we saw last Sunday. Radio Voka against Joseph Addo. Sefenchi gives the go-ahead.
We are not ready for this match, obviously. I mean the players. A little bit better in the second half, but that is not enough. Missing so many chances, missing the penalty, does not give us the chance to win the match today. Like I said before the match, it's going to be upside down. One match you win, one match you lose. It's something like that until we start to be stable. Time is not yet there, but it will coming. It will come.
Told you that we'll be coming out all guns blazing, and we're going to fight for every ball because this 3 points is very important for us to be able to turn the page and to change the narrative, and that's exactly what I told my boy, and I think they did well and they played to instructions. We will still working so that we are managing this so that when the window opens, then we'll look around and see if we can get 1 or 2 players for the positions that we really need, especially in the attack. When our talisman is not well, you know, he's got a shoulder problem, but we have to convince him, we have to beg him to come and play for us. And
So you heard from their 2 coaches, and Safa, clearly, was it a surprising loss for you? That is Hartlepool losing at Doma?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I watched Hartlepool Dreams FC game, and after the game, I did said that, look, Hartlepool played a team without an attacking force. Dreams FC, Abel Manomi was 0 in the game. You talk of Amadou Dantani, absolutely nothing on the field of play. It was only Ibrahim Issa, that player with the GC number 12, who tormented Hartlepool in the first 45 minutes. Apart from that, the 2 central players of Dreams FC, you talk of Michael Agbekonu and then Maxwell Atta. Hartlepool central defenders were free to support their midfield. So obviously they have a free to attack Dreams FC, who were back to defend.
Okay.
So obviously Hartlepool have a free role. But in the game against Aduana, they have a 4-3-3 system by Pakwesi Fabian. You have Yaya Mohammed on top, Bright AJ, and then Samuel Bio. These are players that they force the Hartlepool back for, not to search forward. It is only Radi Ovoka, once a while he searches forward. In Milford, an exciting play by Prince Aqua. You know,
that's the goal of the season contender, right there.
Well, that goal in the Richmond Lante. Richmond Lante was about 40 yards, and this was about 35. But it was a good goal.
But it was a low drive shot.
Very, very good goal. Wonderful goals. That should tell you probably Richard Atta has a problem with that long balls. I mean, it's been difficult for him to take those balls, unexpected ones. But I believe that the midfield of Aduana, they need to get the credit, because for them to tame the Hartlepool, you talk of Michel Sapon, you talk of Abdul Rodin, of course, Pakwesi, and they deserve it. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah. And I think, Safa, before the match, Yahya Mohammed, he sort of issued a warning to Accra Hartlepool, and we'll be seeing that pretty shortly on your screens. He said, I think something about a lion, I think when the lion is angry,
yes,
he eats everything. And of course, he was eating everything today in Doma.
No, Yaya is not 100% fit.
Yeah.
I think Yaya is about 70-80% fit. That was the reason why the latter part of the second half, Hartlepool defenders were able to join their midfield for them to also to join attack. That we had a transition from Hartlepool pushing for goals, and that was why they created that late chances.
Okay.
Yaya was not fit. He went down because of the shoulder injury that he had, and then Bright AJ2 was off. Obviously, you get the Hartlepool defense supporting the midfield. But if Yaya is 100% fit, trust Yaya to deliver. And of course, he does what he knows best by putting the ball at the back of the net.
What he knows best. And so far, I think 3 goals he scored.
Yeah, 3 goals. Yeah. About six players have 3 goals. Yeah.
Let's look at how Aduana Stars, they fared this season so far. I think until this time, they had not won a game. And as you can see on your screens, they recorded their first win against Accra Hartlepool. And in this season, and their wins, that is the games that they've played, home games, away games, and also all the games, for this season, not bad, I should say, but not the best compared to when the season was truncated.
You know, there are factors that affect performance. And if you know Aduana very well, there are issues. But this is not a platform to talk about it. But for me, I believe that Aduana will bounce back. For Aduana to sit at home and draw with Bechem United, I mean, they drew with 11 Wonders and then went to Sharks and they lost by a lone goal. That goal was scored by their former player, Richard Impong. A harmless kick and the ball went straight into the net. But they play very good football. Pakwesi is a type of coach who always want to possess, try to give you the excitement when you watch him play. But for me, they will bounce back because the game against 11 Wonders, in the dressing room, before he was told that Isaac Kwan cannot play because of the red card he had at Techiman. And after that, even yesterday, they has to talk to Hafiz Adams critically before he was able to get him on the field of play. So obviously, I'm sure Adriana will work and then they'll be back.
We'll be talking about Kumasi Asante Kotoko pretty shortly, but let me, we've been joined by Ata Poku, who is also, you know, Ata Poku always spends his time in Doma. And finally, you got a win. Ata, just about 30 seconds. Have you been impressed so far this season?
Until today, I've not been impressed at all. We've been very below par. We put a lot of expectations into the opening game against Hearts of Oak, and the game unfortunately didn't happen. We didn't recover well. We went to Techiman to play Ken Faisal. Unfortunately, we got a red card and an injury, and we went off. We were lucky to come back from Techiman with a point because Ken Faisal were pushing for everything. Since then, we've been below par. Injuries, suspensions, and issues, as Sefa pointed out, have plagued our season thus far.
Yeah, and just before I let you go, Aduana Stars, gradually they are recovering, if I should say it that way. You think they're still a force to reckon with this season?
Yeah, for consistency's sake, we have a very consistent first 11. So we are going to be a force, but we needed to recover quickly. Because if you start your recovery at the time the gap is wide, you would struggle to make up lost ground. But this is the time I genuinely feel that we will get back to the very top in no time.
Ata, thank you very much for joining us. I think we'll have more conversations in the lead up to that game. And you know, they are playing the Bono Derby. They are going to be playing with Brecum Chelsea on Monday. But we'll get more time to talk about that game. But Sefa, just briefly on Great Olympics and also Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they have Fabio Gama. I think he was the talk of town today. He's been named in that squad to face Olympics and the other Champions League qualifying series. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, it's strange for a Brazilian player to move into a country to play professional football, and after 5 games, you've not seen him in action. And if he's part of the squad that came today, obviously, yes, people will be excited. But they have a lot of games to play before they go to Kumasi. After Olympics, they play Dreams FC on Sunday. Before they play Al Hilal of Sudan. And then they go to Mediama to play them. And, of course, come back to play another game before they move to Kumasi. So, obviously, they need to come with a huge squad, including those players that got injured in the game against Legon Cities. That I'm aware that most of them are not yet fit. So, for me, Fabio Gama, the Kotoko supporters are looking forward to him to see whether he will bring the magic that they expect from him.
Apart from him bringing the magic, let's take a look at how Kotoko they fared this season. Can they also bring the magic in the Premier League?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, the coach said, look, they need to work extra hard if they really want to win the Ghana Premier League. They drew their first game with 11 Wonders at Accra Sports Stadium, went to Brecum, and they also had another point from Brecum Chelsea before picking their first win when they play Legon Cities. And the coach said, look, in as much that the team is performing this way, if we really want to win the league, we need to back up, we need to work extra hard because most of the teams are also doing very well. So I believe that Kotoko can still do better.
And you look at the screen, you see the game against 11 Wonders, 1-1. They keep just getting in the draws until they beat Legon Cities, and tomorrow against Olympics, and you rightly said against Dreams FC, which should be an interesting game. So we'll be looking forward to that particular game as well. So you're still watching GPL Express here on TV3. We'll be back after this break. Please stay with us.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18. Not recommended for pregnant women. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Lifetime honey. Pure and natural honey in sachet made by the honeybee just for you. Use Lifetime honey every day. Get Lifetime Honey for your homes, schools, offices, hotels, restaurants, etc. You can get Lifetime Honey in shops and supermarkets around you. For bulk purchase, contact 0545 487555. Lifetime Honey, always natural. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18. Not recommended for pregnant women. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
High sense movie chapeau. High sense bronya. 15th December, couple 15th January. What you mo? Ni atete ni amane so say. What we say? High sense ni ama. Eye papa. Next na hwenya mkani anso. High sense pen out ade oba. Yema 5 years warrant. Hey. Yema 5 years warranty. High sense ni ama ni nyina. Ya tete so. Every television, refrigerator, chest freezer, air condition, gas cooker, electric cooker, washing machine, mobile phone, sound system, microwave oven, blender, iron, rice cooker, water dispenser, kettle, steamer, any baby break home. Aye, high sense bronya. 15th December, couple 15th January. We have a showroom beer, and never be all beer. You have to show. Extra sa ube ko high sense showroom beer now near Bedija. COVID-19 which is a beer. Yeah, dear Guaquem. Thank you for your appreciation. I love that. High sense, everyday prices for everyday people. And your high sense bronya.
Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant with the power of black carbon formula. 48-hour protection from sweat and bacteria. For a deep, clean feeling that lasts. New Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Official sponsor of Real.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18. Not recommended for pregnant women. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
We're back on GPL Express, and I still have with me here coach and scout, that is Ebenezer Sefa, and we're looking back at that is match week 5, and also looking forward to match week 6 of the Ghana Premier League. And Sefa, we've been talking a lot, but we've not spoken about the team that is leading the pack, Karela United. Let's talk a bit about their dominance, even at home in Enyinase.
They've won 3 out of 3, and I believe that the kind of motivation that they've had before the demise of the owner of the club, they were struggling. Or after the demise, they were struggling, playing away from home, all the way from Enyinase to Takwa Akun Park to play. This time they have Ghana Gas, who is paying their salaries. They have GMPC, who has given them a good pitch, that's the AstroTurf. And also, have a new bus, a comfort that they can travel everywhere. And I believe that is really motivating the players to give out their best.
And like we're talking about, for about 3 years, they've gone 3 years without losing a Premier League game at the Cosby Awar Memorial Park. And it's become like a fortress for them. And their key man, that is Diawisi Taylor, has also been getting in the goals. And we spoke to him last week. He said he's targeting about 30 goals this season. And you look at their records, like you mentioned, it speaks for itself.
Of course.
Can they continue this run?
Of course, consistency is sake. They have their back four, such as the captain for the side, Yawa Champon. Godfrey Yeboah, their captain. He's been there for all this while. You talk of Sadiq Alassane, who played for Wild Stars, and he's in the squad. You have the Diawisi Taylor. They missed as many as 9 players, including their coach, who went to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They've been motivated by this sponsorship and also motivated themselves to do it. Before they had this AstroTurf, as you said, hardly for a team to go there to win. And now they are playing on AstroTurf. They train, they do everything. They have one of the good coaches in the country, Evans Adote, of the U20 team. So for me, I believe that whatever they are doing now is consistency and the motivation that they have.
Yeah, but while we look at the top, which looks okay, some clubs are also struggling at the bottom. And clearly, you have to discuss Legon cities with Bashir Hayford coming in. What is it about Legon cities that is not working?
I believe that they need to work on their finishing. Last season, they play very good football. First 25 minutes is Legon City creates all the chances, but they fail to score. Now they have Asamoah in their fold. Asamoah has played 3 games, 15, 20 minutes, 15, 20. And I believe that probably in their next game against the Botswana Dwarfs, probably he's going to start the game. Raphael Oklu from the Sharks is not giving them the goals that they needed. And of course, Cephas Doku too. At the end of the day, I believe that Bashir Hayford have to work on the finishing. They've not been bad at all. I mean, the first game against Brecum Chelsea, there's been an improvement, even to the Kotoko game. The last 10, 15, 20 minutes of that game, you saw them pushing the likes of Foster Brahma, Baba Mahama, Nicholas Mensah. So I believe that with a couple of matches ahead of us, Bashir Ford will be able to put the team in good shape, whereby they will be lifted from where they are now. And
you're looking at the home teams, we're looking at away records as well. And you look at Wafa last season, I think they had the best away record in the Premier League when it got truncated. And they managed to also pick a win on the road when they travel. Let's look at has it been impressive so far?
Yes, I've really enjoyed their game. Their first game, they scored 4
and that is their away form record in the Ghana Premier League. And Bechim United is leading the pack there. They've managed to pick a win away. They've picked a win against Inter Allies. They pick a point from Adriana and also pick a point from Liberty Professionals. Yeah. As it stands, they are yet to lose a game. Yeah. Like Karela, they are yet to lose a game. But you talk of Wafa, they went to Bechim. They lost by a lone goal, but I was impressed with the performance of Dr. Prosper and his boys. 5-3-2 system. They went to Techiman to beat 11 Wonders, who came to Accra to pick a point from Kotoko, came to Dansoman to pick a point from Liberty, and also pick a point from Adriana. So for Wafa to go there to pick all the 3 points, it speaks volume. So for me, I'm impressed with the kind of performance Wafa is putting up. And we look at, finally on this one, you look at the top performance. Which team has been your top performer so far? I know we've gone into maybe just 5 matches, but which team will be your pick? I'll pick 2 teams. They are yet to lose a game. You talk of Karela, they are yet to lose a game. I mean, you talk of Bechim United. Nobody gave them that dog chance. Away 3 matches, and they've never lost. They even came all the way to beat Inter Allies. The venue that Inter Allies stayed to beat Accra House of Folk. So for me, it is Karela and of course Bechim United. They have been very much impressed in these 5 matches that we've played. And we hope that they will keep that consistency. But now let's take a look at the fixtures. We'll be bringing you the fixtures of match day 6 before we take a look at the table. So fixtures for match day 6, and we have some cracking matches coming up in match day 6. When you look at the matches on your screen now, so we have Bechim United coming up against Karela United. But looking at all these matches, and you could clearly see that we'll be having Asante Kotoko Dreams FC, but that the Bono Derby is what I'm concerned with. You talk of Brecum Chelsea Adriana. Yes. It's going to be a difficult game. But you also look at Bechim and Karela. They are yet to lose a game. Bechim does very well. And I'm looking at the midfield of both teams, Sadiq Alassane and Omar Bashiru. And you talk of Charles Mensah and then Salif Umoro, the captain for Bechim United. This is going to be a wonderful game. And also talk about Mediama, who went all the way to Cape Coast to beat Abuja Drafts, playing at home against Liberty Professionals, who sat at home to defeat their partners by 2-0. That is the game that they played the last weekend. So for me, I believe that there are a couple of matches that we should enjoy in the 6 weeks. And the top scorers, that is the goal king chart, is also shaping up, although they have three goals, I think is also shaping up. We'll be taking a look at that shortly. So the charts there, you have, that is Kujo, that is Obeng Jr. of Accra House of Folk, Obeng Jr. Daniel Lomote, we have that is Wafa. Hans Kofi, and also Yaya Mohammed shooting up to the pack as well. So it should be interesting. But let's take a look at the standings so far after match week 5 of Ghana Premier League, how the teams are shaping up on the log. So Karela, like we said, are leading the pack there. Liberty Professionals are not doing so bad. Asante Kotoko on the 9th position, but clearly they're not doing bad. They're not doing bad. They have a game in hand against Mediama. And if they are able to come up against Olympics tomorrow and do very well, they also move up. So at the end of the day, Kotoko is not faring bad at all. But it's just that Kotoko is in Africa. So people are looking at Kotoko playing in Africa and also playing in the Ghana Premier League should do more. But I always quote the coach who says that, look, Kotoko, if they really want to win the league, they need to work extra hard because most of the clubs are doing very well because the players have been spread all over. And I think that he's saying the right thing. Coach, thank you very much for joining me here. I know we'll be seeing more of you here on GPL Express, but thank you for joining us here tonight with all the insights. So it's been an absolute pleasure coming your way. GPL Express returns same time next week. Do wear a mask and be kind to each other. My name is Juliet Bowen. Thanks so much to people on my social media handle who are watching it. Thank you so much. Have a good night.